They say pain makes you stronger. But what if that's a lie? What if pain isn't meant to be endured, ignored, or numbed? What if pain is meant to be understood? Not just any pain, the kind you carry in silence, the ache you can't explain, the weight behind your smile. Most people don't understand emotional pain. They try to fix it with advice, distractions, or toxic positivity. Just stay busy. Look on the bright side. Everything happens for a reason. But the truth is, the pain doesn't go away. It waits. It waits for silence, for 3 a.m., for when you're finally alone enough to hear what it's been trying to say. Pain has a purpose, not to punish you, but to wake you up. It's the part of you screaming, something's not right. Something inside you is misaligned. A truth is being buried. A wound is being ignored. And the deeper you push it down, the more it leaks into everything. Your thoughts, your relationships, your ability to feel joy. So many people walk through life half alive. They smile, laugh, socialize, but deep down, they're disconnected. Not from others, but from themselves. And emotional pain is the bridge back. It forces you to feel, to confront the parts of you that no one else can see, the parts that were silenced to survive, the parts you were told were too much. There's a kind of pain that doesn't scream, it whispers. It shows up in patterns, in self-sabotage, in the way you avoid eye contact in the mirror, in the way you apologize for your existence in every room you enter. This isn't weakness, it's memory. Your body remembers what your mind tries to forget. And here's where most people get it wrong. They think healing means getting back to normal. But what if normal was the problem? What if your old self wasn't you, just a performance for survival? Healing isn't about returning, it's about becoming. Becoming someone who can hold space for their pain without collapsing under it. That's real strength, not pretending everything's okay, but feeling everything and still choosing to move forward. That's not just healing, that's transformation. But here's the truth no one wants to admit. Transformation hurts. It hurts to let go of who you used to be, to shed identities that got you love, to face wounds that were easier to deny, to confront emotions that society says are too much. Grief isn't just for people you lose. It's for the parts of yourself you outgrow, the illusions you release, the versions of you that served their purpose and must now be buried. Real healing starts when you stop asking, how do I get rid of the pain? And start asking, what is this pain trying to show me? Because behind every breakdown is a message. Behind every anxiety spiral, a buried truth. Behind every outburst, a silent cry for safety. Pain is not your enemy. It's your compass. But be warned, pain will test you. It will strip you bare. It will take away everything you thought made you strong, the masks, the distractions, the lies you told yourself, until all that's left is you, raw, exposed, and real. This is the part where most people turn back. They call it depression. They call it burnout. They call it being too emotional. But it's not. It's initiation, a rite of passage into your most authentic self. Because the truth is, you were never meant to be normal. You were meant to be whole. And wholeness requires integration, not just light, but shadow. Shadow is not evil. Shadow is repressed truth. Shadow is anger you weren't allowed to feel, sadness you weren't allowed to show, power you weren't taught to claim. You didn't lose your voice, you buried it, because being accepted mattered more than being real. But here's the miracle. What you bury doesn't die. It waits for courage, for silence, for the day you finally decide to stop performing and start listening. And when you do, your pain becomes power. Not overnight, but gradually, like dawn creeping through the cracks. You start speaking differently, not louder, deeper. You begin saying no to things that once kept you trapped. You stop chasing validation like oxygen. You realize you're not here to be liked. You're here to be real. And reality is raw, emotional, imperfect, but it's yours. Most people don't want this path. They want comfort, numbness, anything but depth. Because depth means sitting in silence when it gets uncomfortable, asking hard questions, admitting you're not okay, saying, I feel empty and I don't know why, and waiting long enough for the answer to rise from within. This is not the path of the crowd. It's the path of the seeker, the one who refuses to settle for surface-level happiness, who stops pretending that fine is good enough, who chooses to be awake even when that awareness hurts. Because being awake means seeing the truth that most people are afraid to feel, and they will shame you for feeling too much. Because your depth exposes their numbness. They will call you too intense, too dramatic, too sensitive. But what they're really saying is, you make me uncomfortable because you feel what I've avoided. Let them. Let them misunderstand you. Let them walk away. Because in that silence, you'll find yourself. And the self you meet there, the one beneath all the roles, masks, and coping mechanisms, is the most powerful version of you. The one who knows how to walk through fire and come out whole. Your pain does not make you weak. Your tears are not failures. They're evidence that you're still alive, still feeling, still human in a world that numbs itself with noise. That's not weakness. That's a superpower. But this journey will be lonely at times, not because you are unlovable, but because most people haven't met themselves yet. So they won't know how to meet you. Don't let that stop you. Keep going. Because the more you meet yourself, the less you need others to do it for you. And here's the hidden beauty. As you go deeper into your pain, you start to feel again. You feel joy that isn't dependent on outcomes. You laugh without guilt. You cry without shame. You start creating, not for applause, but because your soul has something to say. Art is born in pain. So is truth. So is love that isn't conditional. So don't resent the pain. Study it. Feel it fully. Let it break what isn't real. What's left is you. Not the version of you shaped by trauma, but the version who survived it. Who chose to evolve rather than escape. Who turned their pain into presence, their wounds into wisdom. And no, this doesn't mean you'll never hurt again. Pain is part of being alive. But now it doesn't define you. It guides you. It shapes you without breaking you. You're not fragile. You are forged. So the next time it hurts, don't numb it. Don't run. Don't ask, why me? Ask, what now? What am I being invited to see? What truth have I been avoiding? What power have I forgotten? Because every pain is an invitation to become more of yourself. This is the real alchemy, turning emotional pain into spiritual power, turning survival into selfhood. No guru can give you that. No therapist, coach, or partner. Only you. And you'll know you're healing when the world no longer needs to make sense for you to feel peace. When silence becomes your sanctuary. When your own company feels enough. When you stop looking for something outside to complete what's already whole within. That's freedom. So let your pain speak. Let it teach. Let it guide. Because it's not trying to destroy you. It's trying to deliver you back to your truth. You were never too much. You were never broken. You were just feeling what others refused to. And that is a sacred gift. If you're still here, this message was meant for you. Not to motivate, not to fix, but to remind you that your depth is not a flaw. It's a fire. Let it burn away everything false. And when the smoke clears, what's left won't be easy, but it will be real. And real is rare. Rare and powerful. You are not here to please the world. You are here to remember who you are. Beneath the pain, the pressure, the performance, let this be your mirror, your moment of truth. You're not lost. You're just returning home. So next time it hurts, don't shrink. Expand. Feel everything. Ask deeper questions and dare to answer them. Because healing isn't about erasing the past. It's about claiming your story and writing the rest from a place of truth, not trauma. This is your story, and it begins every time you choose presence over performance, depth over distraction, courage over comfort. Keep going. You're not alone. You're just awakening. If this message reached you, don't let it stay in your mind. Let it move you. Let it change the way you speak to yourself. Because you deserve more than survival. You deserve to be seen, felt, and free. So take this pain and turn it into art, into clarity, into love that doesn't ask you to shrink. Because the world doesn't need more perfect people. It needs more real ones. And that is you. If this resonated, you already know what to do. Don't just watch. Share it. Speak it. Live it. Because pain, when shared with truth, becomes something else entirely. Power.